Good morning, family. It is November 1st. The month of October went by just like that. And let's jump into some morning prep. And overall, the market in October was great. A lot of you probably will disagree looking at the picture because, as you all know, we've been trading to the downside. However, it's been a follow the money opportunity, guys. The game for us independent traders does not change. We make money when we go in sync with what the big boys of Wall Street are doing. The same way that we profit easily when the market is going higher by following the money into our favorite stocks. We can make just as much. Honestly, we can make more following that same money to the downside. The game for us should never change. So while many of you would consider October to be a really shitty month for the market, yeah, I guess things went down in price. However, as independent traders, it was just another month, and it actually offered a lot of opportunity. So with that being said, guys, a few things on the notebook I want to talk about today. But the major thing we want to discuss is where we're at right now in the market in the bigger picture. S&P 500, the Qs, Amazon, Netflix, Google, PayPal, a lot of these names are hovering around their 200-day moving average. I think anything that happens up until we head up back to that 200 is kind of irrelevant. I think the next big move, the next critical point is going to be, how do we react when we reach that 200? If we do reach that 200, soon. We got it there in the SPY. The Qs look like they want to make a push towards the 200. We've got our favorite names like Amazon, Netflix, and Goggle, all trading well below that level. So understand that, yes, there are going to be moves that we can trade before that occurs. Understand that that is the next big picture. How are we going to react when we push back up to that 200? Are we going to just have overwhelming strength and break up to the upside? Or are we going to get a situation like kind of hit us here in Google where you dip below that 200, you make a nice little comeback, and the 200 just acts as resistance, pushing you back. So something to keep in mind, something to be taking notes on is, the 200 day. How are we going to react and behave when we go back to that level? It's just something to be mindful of, guys. A few different setups I want to share with you guys. Nice and quick this morning. One being Apple. Now, I never suggest trading before earnings. I never suggest taking a gamble. However, I think we should all continue to watch Apple as a team because it's in a great squeeze right now. It's squeezing on both the daily chart and the 195-minute chart. And I'm not saying you guys should trade it at all. I'm saying as a team collectively, let's continue to watch how Apple performs here. Like we've been discussing, the whole market, big tech, finance, everything getting its ass pounded the last few weeks. Apple here has done a great job of withstanding that damage and holding up beautifully. So let's just watch Apple as a team, as a good live example of a squeeze setup. We're going to get to see it work to the upside, work to the downside. Just a nice kind of live case study of a squeeze setup. I think we should all keep our eyes on Apple. In terms of potential trades coming up, one I have my eye on, if the market continues to move higher, and that's a big if, is eBay here. Maybe we can get a shot on this today. eBay in a good old gap fill setup. You guys can head to the members area, check out the trader development videos. Got a few of them on the gap fill setup there. If you're not familiar with it, those of you in the 10-week course, I sent you all a video this morning on the gap fill. eBay's a great looking setup right now. Most importantly, eBay has had 2 days of nice increasing volume as we're approaching that level. So could be a great trade on a breakout above that level to the upside, or if weakness returns to our market, could use that level as resistance to go short. But eBay, EBAY, I think deserves a spot on everybody's watch list. And another name that I like, and this can work either way here. So PayPal was fighting above its 200 and couldn't survive. Took a dumper below there 1 day, 2 days, but nice day of strength yesterday, kind of across the board in the market. That was enough for PayPal to gap higher and end up closing above the 200. So here we go. Classic support and resistance trade. 2 ways I'm looking at this. One, let's just say that the market continues its strength, the buyers come in, finance is good, our market continues to rebound, we can play PayPal above that 200. Ideally, it's going to open up somewhere here today in this range, and you don't have to rush into this trade, but let the dust settle. Take in that bigger picture from that bird's eye view, and if we're kind of just hovering above that 200, if 200 looks like clear support for PayPal, you can look to put on some calls, take a long position somewhere in this range, and one of two things is going to happen. It's going to stay well above that 200 and continue to climb, making you some great money, or it's going to end up going down to that 200 and dipping below. That's why I suggest attempting to get your position on not right at the 200, but as close to the 200 as you can. You don't want to buy up here and then use the 200 as your exit. With options, that's too much of a move, but if we can take a position right here on a breakout, again, if it works, that's a nice return. If we take a position here above the 200 and it ends up fading and falling below, we can cut that for a paper cut loss and move on to the next one. So PayPal, I think we should keep an eye on that for a long trade if the market continues its strength. On the flip side, if the market rolls over once again, I'll be going heavy short in PayPal below that 200. So two potential trades that are just the opposite of each other, using that 200 day as a clear level of, clear line in the sand. If I do take this trade, I will post it in the Trade Alerts chat room, but it's up to you guys to decide if you want to take this trade. It's up to you guys to decide your risk, when you would exit, in your structure of the trade. I can't make trade suggestions. I'm not a big fan of doing it. I can show you guys my thought process, what I'm thinking, what I'm seeing, share with you my game plan behind a potential trade, and then let you know, hey, I took it. But this does not mean it's advice for you guys to do the same. Keep that in mind. But PayPal, nice name, I like that. Boeing was a similar setup the other day. Took a digger below the 200 and then boom. So don't gotta discuss it in detail. Take what we just talked about in PayPal and let's apply it to Boeing as well. We hover up here, we find support above the 200. Could be a great place to initiate. I mean, the 200 day, guys, is a great place to initiate long positions. So there's a lot of that going around right now. Let's be prepared for it. So PayPal, Boeing, I think eBay could be a great breakout to the upside here on the gap fill setup. Excuse me. And that was about it, guys. A few basic setups. I'm going to make the same suggestion I've been making as of late. Do not stare at one chart. Take a bird's eye view, the stocks, the sectors, the market overall, and then use our trading checklist from the members area to just ensure that if you're putting your hard-earned money into any stock, that you have edge at your back that increases the likelihood of you making money. A lot of people losing money lately have just not been stacking the odds in their favor whatsoever. That's not really helpful and conducive to profitable trading. So that's the headlines for us as a team from my point of view this morning. Things look good yesterday, but let's keep in mind that 200 day is going to be a big level over the next few weeks. Nice looking gap fill set up here in eBay. Low risk, potentially high reward, certainly worth a shot. And then the 200 day support plays on Boeing as well as PayPal. And then whatever else comes our way. So those are a few things I want to share with you guys this morning. Hopefully they can help our team get a little bit more prepared for today's session. Apple earnings tonight after the close. A lot is really hanging on this earnings announcement. Don't think otherwise. And that's it, guys. I'll see you in our next live stream. Shoot me a text. Let me know if you take any of these trades today. Let me know how you do, and we'll open some dialogue. So best of luck today, team.